It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Magical day to all. Welcome to Divas That Care Network. I am Joyce Benning, and I will be the host for this magical, robust lifestyle show. I would first like to thank each of our listeners that have tuned in on the numerous different podcasts. I am so very grateful and thankful for each and every one of you. And as I said, you are in for one magical show today, as I have with me an incredible diva, Nancy Nance. And her and I are going to chat about battle through recovery. Oh my, how that affects each and every one of us. So with that, Nancy, would you please introduce yourself to our listeners today?
Oh my goodness. I'm so grateful to be here as well. Now that we've used up the allotted grateful that we're allowed to, I'm going through the editing of my memoir, so I'm always conscious as to how many times I repeat the same word. Oh, exponential joy is another words that I'm known by. Nancy Nance, exponential joy, recover your joy. Oh my goodness, it's all about joy in my world. And the battle through my own recovery was recovering my own joy through the loss of a child, Emily Joy Chaplin. I felt at one time that I had lost my joy because I lost her physical presence at the age of 10. We don't think as a mother that much about losing a child. We think that they're going to be here forever. And that's not always the case. Much of my battle in life was because of the loss of a child, and it led me to understanding the different battles that we have. Oh, so different. So different. You may be battling with addiction, and even that is such a vast valley. You may be battling with the loss of a job. You may be battling with the loss of your income. I mean, it's just such a huge kaleidoscope of pain.
Yes. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness, how true that is, because we know I've seen this saying so many times, you never know what battle someone else is going through. So share, to me, it's share some kindness, share some joy with them, because each and every one of us deals with our own battles. And each one, when you're going through them, each one is just as hard as the other ones. So,
Oh, yes. Comparison is the
yeah.
thief of joy.
So, oh my goodness. Well, and I know there's lots of listeners out there that just the battles you talked about, like losing a child and losing your income, losing your job, losing a spouse, losing a mother, a father. There's so many different battles that we go through, or maybe even a battle with a friendship that you thought could never be broken. And there's just so many different battles we go through in life that each and every one of us can relate to battle through recovery. And so,
Yeah.
what are the steps, or how do you start to find that joy again and through recovery of the battle?
Accepting that support will help you is a big step. Accepting support. Battling alone is cumbersome, lonely, and a form of self-sabotage. How often do we say, I can do it by myself? I don't need anybody's help. I need help making dinner. I like getting help making dinner. I can do it by myself. And I enjoy having a companion along the way. And I look for experts when I look for assistance. When I cook in the kitchen, I like to have my guy with me because he's got his own skill set. There's certain things that he does that I can't do. When I look for a coach, I seek a coach in accountability because that was the area I needed a little bit of help. Well, a lot of help with, actually. A lot of help. So I actually connected with a fellow who is the kick-ass accountability coach because that's what I really needed. And I didn't go easily into that journey. I felt I was accountable. I'm accountable to myself. I don't need anybody's help. And then Spirit said, "Are you sure? How's that working for you?" Not so good.
Yeah, yeah. And spirit and source, if we just list spirit, source, universe, however you want to describe it, they will
Mhm.
tell you, like you said. And how is that working for you? Yeah.
We struggle. We
Mm-hmm.
struggle and we struggle and we struggle until we accept that maybe it would be easier if we worked with somebody. And then comes the next step. How much value am I willing to invest in that journey? If we're always looking for freebies, it's like going to Costco and eating the samples.
Yeah, right. And then the other thing that comes to my mind is when you're looking for support, how much of yourself are you going to open up to share with someone that they can help support you? Or
Oh, yes. Yes. And that's where family is very valuable.
Mhm.
And family already has an opinion about you.
Right, right.
Family has a certain judgment about you. You should get over
Mm-hmm,
that grief.
mm-hmm.
Aren't you over it yet? Oh my God. Still, and it's in the subtlety of their body sometimes. You know who that person is in your life.
Mm-hmm.
And when you reach out to an expert, a coach, someone who has walked a journey, then you have a different unconditional positive regard.
They they're not judging you is how sometimes I feel, because they're not already coming in with an opinion of you, or
Exactly.
so.
Exactly. And when you make that choice to invest in yourself, because when
Mm-hmm.
we invest in things, we're investing in our time, which is more valuable than money.
Yes, how true that is.
Right? So if you're going to spend your time with somebody, choose somebody who has overcome, who's walked through that battlefield and has come out of it a better version of themselves.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
Definitely. And I
yeah.
and I feel that is so important, like you said, to find someone that has gone through that battle and come out. I love that, a better version of themselves. Because
Mhm.
yeah, they may have come through it, but are they a better version? Or have they just kind of said they come through it and they're still in the middle of it. They're trying to
Oh,
convince themselves that they've come through it and they really haven't.
well, that's when we so often, as survivors, numb ourselves.
Yes.
And that numbing agent is different for everybody. It may be food, it may be shopping, it may be something of more crystalline structure is what Spirit said to me. So what I mean by crystalline structure is perhaps it's cocaine, perhaps it's meth, Perhaps it's something that you are ingesting that has a stronger effect often on the pain. Perhaps it's prescription drugs that you just can't quite let go of. There's so many different ways that we numb. Oh, the bottle of wine that you happen to drink too often. Can even be something like exercise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's really interesting when you dig down into your own life and look, simply look.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It's kind of like stop and look inside yourself and
Mm.
find, are you really dealing with this pain, or are you just numbing this pain with however that may be? Or are you totally ignoring the pain and letting it just eat away on the inside of you?
Well, and that's where the indications are available. So if you're irritable,
Mm-hmm.
grumpy, judgmental, filled with vengeance, you look at the world through the eyes of betrayal, these are indicators.
They totally are. And when you stop and look inside yourself and start to say, okay, how am I appearing out to the world, to others? And
Yes.
I always say too, how can you be of service to others when you have all of that bottled up inside of yourself?
Mm,
Because it's just, you have, for me, I have to fill my own cup first, and then I will be able to help someone else to help fill their cup and
absolutely.
be
Yeah.
that one that's helping someone else out in this world.
Otherwise, we're a grumpy grandma or a
Yeah.
grumpy grandpa.
Hmm.
Grandpa. A miserable mom, a fatigued father. The list goes on and on. And if what I'm saying resonates to you, then perhaps you can see first, accept second, even just contemplate.
Yeah.
Just think about it a little bit. I am blessed to be a part of, I was a part of Alberta's Battle Through Recovery on May 11th, and I'm looking forward to supporting the other events that they have. I'm going to be in Kenora in September. I have to kind of close my eyes to think of what the email looks like. So Nora is in Canada, and it
Uh-huh.
is in more of an eastern Canada than Alberta. So I can just see the map on my phone as to how I get from here to there. Uh, I'm looking forward to the adventure. It's something new. And I like adventuring and meeting new people and finding ways to help people understand the path of recovery. All I can share is my experience and then offer support.
Right. And that's what so many people need. I feel they need to hear that someone else has maybe experienced what they have experienced, and that you can have feelings for what they are really going through. Because you can have people, a lot of times people say, oh, I understand. And I'm like, how can you understand if you haven't been there before? Because
Mm,
and each one deals with it differently. I know that, but when you've, like for an example, lost a parent that you were really close to, and someone that still has both their parents says, oh, I totally understand. I'm like, no, you don't fully understand yet.
mm.
Because,
So true. So true. Those trigger words.
uh-huh,
For me, in my experience with the loss of my child, when Emily transitioned beyond the veil,
yeah,
the words loss, sorry for your loss,
yeah,
that was like a firecracker on the 4th of July
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
because Emily lost her backpack often.
yeah,
And because she lost her backpack, I would say to her, oh, honey, it's not lost. Retrace your steps. You can find it. Well,
yeah,
there were no steps that I could retrace.
mm, to
So
find,
for
yeah,
me, those words were a trigger
yeah,
just for me because that was my experience. No one else in my family understood that.
no,
Only me. And
Yeah.
so when I sought out someone to help me, it was through a connection with spirit. I didn't sign up and say, "Oh yeah, Tina Lee was going to be the girl." I didn't. No. I like no. I just met her a few months ago. How could she possibly be the one who would hold my hand? Yeah,
Universe knew.
the
That's why you
universe
met
knew.
her. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. And she guided me on my path to Reiki. And
Uh-huh.
that's where I learned the Reiki precepts just for today. It's like the Al-Anon precept, except it's the Reiki expression of it.
Mhm.
So just for today, I am free of anger teaches me peace, a piece of the puzzle. I am free of worry teaches me serenity. I am thankful for everything teaches me gratitude. I am diligent in all I do, integrity. I am kind to myself and others. I am placid in the midst of praise or blame, letting go of ego. Big one.
Mhm. Mhm. Yes.
Mhm.
And when you said that about ego, so much comes, the thought that came to my mind, there's so many people that don't want to let go of that ego. They're like, I can do this. I don't need any help. And to me, that's your ego's telling you, nah, you're fine. Just keep moving forward.
Oh, it's the human manager, the human
Uh-huh.
manager. And I
Mhm.
remember when my mom has a very Christian understanding of life. She's very religious in her actions. And she said to me that pride is a sin. And a sin to me means I simply missed the mark. It's like pulling back the arrow and not quite hitting the bullseye. And when I thought about it, it really made sense to me why I didn't reach out to others.
Mhm.
And then I changed a little bit. I took a loan from my mom when I was in my 30s so I could go back to university while I was still in an abusive relationship. Yeah, so interesting looking back on life.
Boy, isn't it? Yeah. When you
Yeah.
look back and you see these things, and it's like, oh my goodness. Yeah. And when I look back too, the thought that comes to my mind, then I really see how the angels helped. Angels, God, universe, source, however you want to say it. I call it my angels, carried me through those times and
Oh,
brought the people into my life that I needed to make those changes in my life.
yes, the great creator of one,
Uh-huh.
which
Yeah.
is the eye. It is the eye in the eye. So
Hmm.
if you see through your eyes that every person in this world is part of the I, the letter I,
Hmm.
which goes to the Rastafarian principles, philosophy. Gosh, we've got so many words. It's really interesting. Bob Marley taught me a lot.
Oh, that is so awesome. And how you met all these people to help to teach you. That
Oh,
to me is just it's just amazing.
it's
I
a it's a big story, and that's why it's part of the memoir that I'm writing, which is Choose Joy: A Survivor's Guide for Hope. And I hope to have it completed soon, so that I can have it. It will be published in August. I just can't state the date.
Oh, awesome. I love that. Choose joy,
A Survivor's Guide for Hope.
a survivor's guide.
And hope is hold on, pain ends,
Oh my. Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Is oh wow. Oh, that is beautiful. I love that title.
Thank you. It was a collective effort because if we hold on to our problems like a kite string,
Hmm.
it's easier to let it go because that hope floats like a balloon or a kite.
Yeah.
If we're holding on to our pain like an anchor, that's really exhausting, isn't it?
Hmm. It holds us down.
Yeah, the baggage that we carry around. When I first met my forever man, Ralph, I used to travel with 2 or 3 large suitcases, like literally. And he was just like, wow, why do you need all that? I'm like, well, I had to make sure I had the right pair of shoes. What would everybody think?
Yeah.
It was always based on the fear that I would not be accepted. Now I travel with a duffel bag.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took 10 years to work my way down. Oh, and I bought a trailer too, so that I could, have more stuff. I just don't have the truck yet.
Oh, but you have the trailer, so you're ready for the truck.
That's right. That's right. That's right. I'm just waiting for the first one to come along that is exactly what serves my future.
Right.
I'm not looking for a new truck, I'll tell you that much. Been there, done that.
Oh, well, and that just brings to mind too, when you said that about going from these 2 large suitcases to a duffel bag. It's kind of like battle through recovery because you're letting go of that baggage. And yeah,
Yeah.
you said it took you 10 years. So, I mean, it takes time to let go of all that baggage. But to me, it's such a physical example of battling through recovery is letting to me, because what you're carrying that pain, it is your baggage. And
Oh, it is.
it's
It
weighing
is.
you down.
Well, and we think about it so often as the physical baggage.
Hmm.
Well, what about the physical pain
Yeah.
that's in your body?
Hmm.
Where is that connected to the emotional pain? Where is that connected to the financial pain? Where is that connected to the spiritual pain?
Yeah.
Oh my. Oh
Yes.
my.
Oh my. It's all intertwined.
Oh, it
It's
is.
it's kind of like the branches on the trees. It's all intertwined together.
Well, and it's so interesting because now that we've got such a plethora of information, when I say those things and people are like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
Have you read anything by Louise Hay? That goes back a couple decades,
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
right? I mean, I've got so many authors that are rested on my bookshelf. Not them, but their books.
Right.
Wayne Dyer, he's on my shelf and I connect to him through spirit. That was really interesting when I was working on my memoir. And all of a sudden, I heard him speak as clear as a bell. One of the prayers, the prayer, Assisi's prayer. And I'm like, oh my, yes,
Oh, that's
that prayer carried me through so many challenging times in my life. I listened to Wayne Dyer when he was on PBS, Public Broadcasting System, in the middle of the night when I couldn't sleep,
yeah.
when I was still battling through the battered woman syndrome in my life. So it all comes together in a really neat mesh.
Yeah. It does. It does.
Mhm.
And I think a lot of it, sometimes even for myself, is letting myself realize that and go inside and realize how intertwined all of that is, and
Wow.
how to clean out the baggage, the negativity that no longer needs to be there, and to recover from that negativity that has held me down.
Absolutely. And when we look into the beautiful world of the Akashic,
Mhm.
going back into the library that shows past, present, future, and parallel lives. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. When I understood the meaning of the character of Brenda in my life,
Huh?
so my mother and father divorced when I was quite young, 6 years old, and my father had a woman in his life, Brenda. Wasn't my mother. And my ex-husband left me for a woman, Brenda.
Brenda.
My my forever Ralph, his ex-wife's name is Brenda. I wrote a chapter in a book for Brenda. The lady who helped me purchase my home after I left my divorce home was Brenda. My best friend's mother's name is Brenda.
Oh, girl.
I know. And so
Oh,
in my memoir, I have to really clearly define them and give them different names
yeah. Yeah.
so that I have a better Brenda is one of them. One of them is Gold Digger Brenda.
Mhm.
It's just so interesting. And I had to find a way to clearly identify the character.
Mhm.
It had to be clear identification, and it was a challenge. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, that would have been.
Oh, it really
Oh.
was. And when my editor, she's like, which Brenda are you talking about now? I'm so confused. Yeah.
Oh, oh, I can believe it. Oh my goodness, that is so interesting.
It
Wow. Oh,
does.
Nancy.
It really is.
Well, Nancy, I knew this would go so quickly. I feel like you and
So
I have just
nice.
barely started chatting about this. I'm like, oh my goodness, this has just been beautiful. I am going to ask you because I really feel there's so much more you have inside of you to share about this battle through recovery. Would you be open to do a part 2 of battle
Oh,
through
yes,
recovery?
please. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Um,
The battle through recovery is a lifelong journey.
mhm.
It's like the death of a child. You don't get over it.
No,
You don't get over the death of a child. You don't get over the death of a pet. We haven't even touched on pets.
exactly.
It is a transformational journey. That's why I'm a transformational breakthrough coach.
Yeah. Oh,
And even finding, I mean, the descriptives that we use are limiting.
yeah.
I'm Nancy Nance and I'm exponential joy.
Yeah. I love that.
Wow.
Oh, girl. Well, and the other thing is please share with our listeners how they can best connect with you when they hear this and go, oh man, I need to connect with Nancy.
The website that I have, www.exponentialjoy.com, will get you in my newsletter. That'll give you the up and what's new in the zoo sort of information. I'm Nancy Nance on Facebook. My podcast, Recover Your Joy, is on YouTube. Google me.
Google it. That's the best way. Oh, Nancy. Nancy, thank you so much for being my guest on Robust Lifestyles. And I am so excited when you're coming back and we do a part 2 of this.
Yes.
And until then, I want to wish you magical days until you and I connect again on Robust Lifestyles.
Thank you. Thank you.
You are so welcome. And I want to thank all of our listeners for listening to this magical show with our incredible diva, Nancy Nance. Please share this show with your family and friends and check out all the other hosts and their shows on divasthatcare.com. And remember a few of just the golden nuggets that Nancy has left with us. Be a better version of yourself and invest in yourself to help you through the battle to recovery and recovering from your own joy. Oh my goodness. How beautiful this can be is when you feel that joy in your life. And with that, I want to wish each of you a magical day. Remember, be kind to all, including your animals, and give your animals a great big extra hug and share all your love with them as they so deserve it. Until we connect again on Robust Lifestyles, stay strong and healthy.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.